Hello, everyone, and welcome to the JROC here in the NSDCA. It is Zachary DeLello on pole because he won at Daytona last time out. Alex Kraft, Brady Burkhart, Jake Galloway, the top four. Let's go ahead to head down trackside for the commands to fire the engines. 16 drivers at Auto Club.
Drivers, start your engines!
That command, we do have 16 drivers in the field. Behind that, you have Anderson Reed, Kalen Nosler. The RBSTS drivers started off pretty strong with Daniel Elliott coming home in 7th. Cordell Smith will roll off from that position on the grid. Kukulon 8th. 9th, Colton Lane. Jacob Rose in the 55 for the fan vote today. He is in 10th. In 11th is Jay Jefferson. 12th, Diego Yepes. 13th, Austin Johnson. 14th, Matty Porta. 15th, Alex Beniaco. 16th, Jose Perez. That is your 16-car field. It is a long race today, 38 laps in the JROC, and it's going to be exciting here at Auto Club. Last season, we saw a very disastrous wreck twice in this race. First one being Jacob Edson and Diego Yepes almost head-on into the wall. That was a very big hit. But 16 drivers for 38 laps coming down to take the green flag. It's Zachary DeLello and Alex Kraft on row number 1. Here we go. Green flag's in the air, and we are racing in the JROC Round 2 at Auto Club. Already, Burkhart makes it 3 wide. Further back, you got Cordell Smith in that 00. He's making it 3 wide. This is the biggest track he's been on since Daytona back at the beginning of season number 4. Now, Brady on the inside, pushing on DeLello. Anderson Reed trying to make a room up the middle, and that's what they're going to do. That outside line powers off of the corner, and now Reed pulls away. You got Cordell Smith now looking to the inside of Burkhart. Lane, Jefferson, they might be 3, maybe even 4 wide heading into the corner, but these cars are fast. They will reach above 200 miles per hour here. Now, Lane going to make some contact with Cordell Smith. They are 4 wide coming off of the corner here at Auto Club. Lap number 1, though, is going to go to Zachary DeLello, but Alex Kraft shooting up the middle on Anderson Reed. 4 wide, 5 wide further back. That's not going to work into the corner. Helicopter cam there as they all slide in. Now you see some contact between, I believe that's Jose Perez, Alex Beniaco. They are 5 wide coming off the corner. Contact between them down the back straightaway. This is chaotic. Lap number 2 here at Auto Club, and we're already 3, 4, and even 5 wide here early on. Up front, they're spreading out, but in the back, they're kind of pushing up. Now you see up the track goes Cordell Smith. He drops to the back. The top 5, top 6 now starting to try to get single-filed out. DeLello's all the way back to 4th already. But you remember last season as well, this was one of the greatest races in the JROC last season as it came down to the end after a few big crashes. It came down to Jay Jefferson and Aiden Burkhart drag racing to the checkered flag where Aiden would just edge out Jay. Right now, down the back straightaway they go. It is Zachary DeLello and now the 48 of Jake Galloway on the inside. Galloway, your Mountain Dew Custom Series champion. But right now, as they run, Anderson Reed up in the race lead. Again, he is one of the drivers that has really shown his potential in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Won twice for Evernham, once for Anj Auto in the past 2 seasons, and now is graduated to the Crown Royal Truck Series. The thing with Anderson, though, he has not won on a track that's smaller than 2 miles. His first career win came in his first start in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. That was at the Valvoline 200 for Evernham at Daytona. His other win that season came at Pocono, the Tricky Triangle, beating out drivers like DJ Gibson, who almost went on to win the title. As well, his 3rd win and his final win in the Mountain Dew Custom Series so far is at Watkins Glen. So that is coming up next race. Watkins Glen is that track. So Reed definitely a surefire favorite to be able to win that race. DeLello up in 2nd, won at Daytona. He's trying to keep this points lead. 2nd place after Daytona is Alex Kraft. He's in that 36th. The points kind of swapped up compared to last season. Last season, we used the old JROC series when NASCAR was still around, and they still ran the JROC series. Now here in the JROC, we have a different points format. The winner will get 20 points. 2nd will get 17 points. 3rd will get 15 points. 4th, 13 points. 5th will get 11 points, and then it is just 1 point gap between each position, all the way back to 16th, who gets 0 points. But that should make these championship battles a bit more clear, a bit more helpful, but it does guarantee that a top 5 run will get you some bonus points over the rest of the grid. Jake Galloway up there in 3rd, 4th Brady Burkhart, 5th Jay Jefferson. Colton Lane sits 6th. Jose Perez 7th. 8th is now Alex Kraft as he's starting to drop back through this grid. 9th, Sebastian Kukulon. 10th, Matty Porta. 11th is Diego Yepes. 12th, Alex Maniaco. 13th, Austin Johnson. 14th, the fan vote, Jacob Rose. 15th, Kalen Nosler. 16th, Cordell Smith. And they are 3 wide up front. Cars into the wall. Galloway's leading, but it looks like 2 cars. It looks like the orange car. That might be Jose Perez and Alex Kraft in it. But they race back to the line. DeLello will edge out Galloway. But 2 cars in it. That's Colton Lane and Jose Perez. Alex Kraft, I believe, got a piece of it or just slowed down. But Perez was the bright orange car we saw going into the wall. And Colton Lane now with some heavy damage on that number 14. 7 laps into this race of 38 long. And we have our first caution. What happened was Colton Lane goes down in front of Jose Perez. Perez runs a little too fast into the corner and runs him into the wall. Alex Kraft gets a piece of it as well. On board with Kraft, you'll see that 35 just dive it into the inside of 14, both in the wall. We'll jump back to the action here at Auto Club in just a few minutes. So back live here at the JROC at Auto Club. We'll be going back green on 11 of 38. It is Anderson Reed in the race lead with Zachary DeLello in 2nd. Jake Galloway sits 3rd, and 4th is Brady Burkhart. 5th, Jay Jefferson. 6th sits Matty Porta. 7th, Sebastian Kukulon. 8th, Alex Beniaco. 9th, Austin Johnson. 10th, Diego Yepes. In 11th is the 55 of Jacob Rose. 12th, Kalen Nosler in the 17. 13th, Cordell Smith, the RBSTS champion. 14th, Jose Perez. 15th, Colton Lane. 16th, Alex Kraft. They all have repaired their cars as best as they could. 16 cars still in the running of this race. We're going to go back racing at 11 of 38 laps. So Anderson Reed out in front, a big, strong driver on the 2 mile and over tracks. He's looking to take home his first JROC win right here. But Zachary DeLello, your points leader after Daytona, he had a dominant performance at Daytona, leading the final half of the race once he got back in the lead. That might have been something about the package, the track, but Daytona has gotten a bit harder to pass in as the years have gone on. But DeLello, a very strong contender, looking to come out of here with maybe a monstrous lead. But Jake Galloway, Brady Burkhart, Jay Jefferson, they're all up here trying to get themselves into the championship hunt. Ready, green flags back in the air. 11 to 38 is going to be complete right here. And we're back racing at Auto Club. Lane slow at the back. Kraft right there. You see 14 cars. They just go nose to tail into turn number 1 and 2. Just stay in single file, except Burkhart now jumps to the inside of Galloway. Now you got DeLello trying to make a move on Anderson Reed down the back straightaway as they start getting back up to speed, 2 and 3 wide. These cars are much faster than the trucks that most of these drivers have ran. They are more like the Mountain Dew Custom Series cars, which are a little tougher to drive with and are easier to pull gaps on because they are faster, but they are also just like they have kind of the speed that the Crown Royal Truck Series will have next season. Anyway, we are back racing here. It is 12 of 38 now is what we're on. They're 3 wide, 2 rows deep here in the middle of the field. Now Kukulon shoving up very wide. They're going to be 3, 4 wide. Austin Johnson and Kukulon make some contact. 4 wide off of the corner. Kukulon being bounced around and 4 wide down the back straightaway. They shuffle back into 3 wide. Auto Club, a dangerous track to race on because of how these packs can form and how these guys can just fly through the corners, but an exciting race so far with some physical contact at over 190 miles per hour. These guys are reaching about 200 heading into the last part of the straightaway here. Now Jefferson trying to get a move on his own driver. That's Jake Galloway. There are no teammates in the JROC. Everyone's pretty much running for themselves, and it's however you finish the race. There's no bonus points for leading laps. There's no bonus points for leading the most laps. It's how you end this race. So you want to race early, try to get yourself in a good position, but it doesn't matter where you are if you can't make it to the end. Diego Yepes, let's talk about him real quick. Started back in the, I believe, 11th or 12th position because of his point standing. As the points standings do set the qualifying grid. There is no qualifying in these cars. Diego Yepes up to 5th, making a move in that 77. You got his championship rival from this season, Brady. They're side by side for the 5th position as they go. Brady down to the inside now, looking for a move on Yepes. Nosler up here. Johnson was real close, cutting off Kukulon a while back. He's back up there. Alex Kraft a little further back. That might be because he's not in the draft because Lane was slow. But Lane a bit slower. He's running around about 173. Probably could reach about 180 on his own. And yeah, he will do that. It's about 20 miles per hour slower, though if you remember at Atlanta, Dusty Neal was about 40 miles per hour slower in the Crown Royal Truck Series race. This track is very wide, it is fast, so these guys will catch him a little quicker, but it should be just a bit easier to get around him because these guys take so many lines. Jay Jefferson, very wide. He's almost going to hit the wall almost, but trying to use that outside line off of the corner. Now 3 wide with Austin Johnson and Kalen Nosler, as Matty Porta, Brady Burkhardt are all going to get around him. Further back, you got Jacob Rose. Jose Perez has some rear end damage, but it doesn't look to be affecting the 35 too badly. He's still up in the 14th position. Now they are 3-4 wide. Look at Cordell Smith starting to fight his way up here. The RBSTS guy is definitely at a disadvantage. There's only, I believe, one short track, and that's Bristol after Watkins Glen. So really not much short track experience in here required to do good in the JROC, but Cordell just trying to hang on, just trying to mix with some of these drivers. He might be fighting a few of them in the coming years. Back up front now, Yepes, Galloway, DeLello fighting hard. The top 4 have actually pulled away. Brady up in 5th. And the top 5 have pretty much stayed just about the same, except for Diego replacing JJ. Diego really moving up through the field. He's looking to win here. He has won at Auto Club. He's won at Michigan. He's actually won the last 2 out of the last 3 2-mile ovals like this. Of course, Michigan and Texas World, very similar to Auto Club. This track just a little bit faster than the other 2 in terms of cornering speed. But Yepes very strong at the 2-mile ovals. Now he's up to 3rd, making some moves toward the race lead. And Austin Johnson, he's going to be back in the Mountain Dew Custom Series this season after coming so close for the title. Of course, the big story at the end of the season was him versus Colton Lane. Don't know if that was what really cost him the title or if it was just Galloway being so strong. Galloway picking up those 2 wins at the end of the season really held JRI back. But Austin Johnson running fairly well in the JROC right now. He's up in the 7th spot, trying to hold on in front of the rest of the grid. Now Galloway shoots back to the inside of Yepes. He's hoping to do that in the Crown Royal Truck Series this season as Galloway moves to Texas Star Racing's number 84 truck in the CRTS. And we'll be fighting Diego Yepes, who moves to Shepherd Racing this offseason in a chance to show that he is more than just his equipment. DeLello now looking for a move on Anderson Reed as they go for the race lead. Burkhardt now trying to fend off Kalen Nosler, Austin Johnson as they come off the corner. 3 wide right there as they come down the front straightaway. And it looks like the field's starting to spread out a bit more compared to what it was at the beginning. The back half of the grid starting to really kind of spread out. Mid-pack is where the battles are happening, about 3rd to maybe 8th or 9th. Now Brady really pushing Nosler up the track. Galloway went ride. Now Nosler going to try to get a run on that. Right to the back of Galloway down the back straightaway, and there you see the nice wide-angle cam from the top of the front stretch grandstands that goes down to the back straightaway as Nosler now looking for a move on Galloway. You got Burkhardt in there in that 99. Matty Porta, don't count him out. Neither does Austin Johnson. The rest of this grid coming around. 19 to 38. We're just going over halfway here at Auto Club. Bring guys back to the action after this in the JROC race at Auto Club. Back live here at Auto Club as the fight for second is really starting to heat up. DeLello and Yepes traded the position once each. Now Jake Galloway, Burkhardt, and Nosler looking for a move on this as Anderson Reed continues to lead. Not really pulling away because these cars are all spec. They are all basically the same thing besides the setups that these drivers make on the cars right before the race. But Galloway now in that 48, he's right up to second, trying to make a move on that 04. DeLello third now. You got Burkhardt, Nosler, Austin Johnson right there in the 3 down on the inside, and he's going to throw it into the inside of Nosler. Yepes falling back. Now they're making contact. Johnson and Nosler really making contact, and Austin Johnson forces his way up to the 4th position. Now Galloway chasing him down. There you see Colton Lane. He's entering turn 1 right now. These guys are just about to be entering turn 1, so hopefully if it all works out okay and Lane doesn't wreck anyone, we'll only have one lap traffic problem to deal with. Alex Kraft is keeping up the pace. He's in turn 1 as these guys are coming down the back straightaway, so I don't think Kraft will be caught. Lane definitely will, unless a caution comes out before then, which with how these guys are racing now, that could be. Now Jake Galloway on Anderson Reed. These are 2 drivers who fought all season long in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Galloway came away with 4 victories in one season with Texas Star Racing. On Auto's Anderson Reed in that 04, he has 3 victories across 2 seasons, 2 different teams, but a Dodge loyalist. Now on the inside goes Zachary DeLello. That is for second. Now can he hang on, try to shove it under Anderson Reed as well? He's keeping the momentum in, but not going to be able to get there. 3 of this top 4 were part of the Big 5 in the Mountain Dew Custom Series this season. Anderson Reed had 1 win at Watkins Glen. Galloway took 4 wins on his season. Austin Johnson had 2 in the closing laps. Colton Lane up here in the 14. He had 1 at Sonoma. He finished second in the standings, as well as Alex Benyako a bit further back. If you see that very bright pink car back in the distance, that's Alex Benyako. Don't know what's up with him. We'll take a quick look at the car. I don't think he has damage. I think he's just fallen off the pace, now lost the draft. Further back, you also see Jacob Rose, the fan vote driver, not doing too well in this 55. But up front now, Zachary DeLello going after Anderson Reed. DeLello trying to be the first driver to go 2 in a row for victories in the JROC. Blake Maurice got 2 wins last season. He won at Atlanta to close out his title. No one has won 2 races in the JROC except Blake. Right now, DeLello on the inside of Reed. There you see Colton Lane. We'll see where Lane will go, but these guys have about 4 or 5 lanes they could make a move on around Colton. And now Reed is going to power off the corner on the outside. Going to try to duck down on Lane. No, he gets held up by Lane. Now DeLello brings some momentum in that 57, as now they're going to work their way around Colton. Austin Johnson might be held up by Colton Lane as well, and Lane's going to drop back. He's going to hold up Austin Johnson, so might be some payback. Who knows? These guys are really not looking like teammates anymore out on track. Nosler, Yepes making some moves. Austin Johnson going to be very much held up by Colton Lane. Sebastian Kukulon trying to get around him. And Johnson is going to go all the way to the back of this grid as they go, but at least Lane did not really separate the field. We are all still right together. Everyone still has the draft, but Austin Johnson in that 3 now down on the inside of Smith and Kukulon. Not happy at all with the 14 as that goes down. Jacob Rose will be able to get around Lane. You got Benyako. Perez and Kraft will also be as well. But now as we run, coming around to 10 laps to go, it is Anderson Reed in the race lead, Zachary DeLello second, Kalen Nosler third, Yepes fourth, 5th is Galloway, 6th Jefferson, 7th Burkhart, 8th is the battle between Johnson, Porta, and Kukulon. That's the 10th, and Cordell Smith is 11th with Jacob Rose 12th. 3 wide for the race lead. Kalen Nosler to the inside of Reed. Now Yepes up the middle with a move with DeLello, and Reed goes from 1st to 4th after dominating this race. Zachary DeLello, your new race leader, but the big man on campus, Diego Yepes, up into 2nd. Now Reed and Nosler trying to swap positions. That's for the 3rd spot. And Nosler's going to get into Reed as he tried to hold on. So Anderson Reed might now get stuck back in the pack. He's going to use that outside line momentum, though, off of the corner. Try to hold on over Kalen Nosler. Yepes has won at Auto Club in the Crown Royal Truck Series, the top step of NSDCA competition. Now DeLello trying to hold on over Yepes. These two have fought for wins so many times, and it's been Yepes coming out on top. But DeLello now on the inside, on the outside as Yepes dives down to the bottom, and Diego Yepes trying to take that momentum off of the corner. Side by side down the back straightaways, you see Anderson Reed with some big draft momentum in that 04. Now they go for that spot. Reed back to 2nd. DeLello going to have to try to use that outside line as Kalen Nosler's up here now. 2 cars fighting each other. That's Jacob Rose and Sebastian Kukulon. Alex Benyako is caught back up. He's about to have some big momentum. Passes Kukulon and now looking for the spot on Jacob Rose. And up front, it's Anderson Reed back to the inside of Yepes. Nosler is there. Yepes going to use the very outside, trying to get that momentum off of the corner. DeLello trying to use a middle line, but Nosler up to 2nd, pushes Reed right past him. Yepes now back to 4th. You got Jake Galloway. Austin Johnson's back in this fight. It is right now, it looks like the top 8, top 9 right in this front pack, and they're mostly single file. The top 6 now single file. There's 7th, 8th, 9th. Yeah, we got the top 10 right here with Matty Porta at the very back of it. Benyako up to 11th, Rose 12th, Kukulon 13th, Perez 14th, Kraft 15th, Lane 16th. But Anderson Reed's back in the lead. Coming around, 7 laps to go at Auto Club. Who will win it? This race has put on some great performances. Even the Crown Royal Truck Series race here had a couple incidents with Kalen Nosler in 2nd. I can't believe I haven't mentioned this before. This was the track that took him out of a full-time seat with Butcher Gatorade Motorsports and Fitzwater Australia Racing. He was injured after he flew into the catch fence, and what redemption it could be if he was able to win here at the track that took so much away from him in the Crown Royal Truck Series Season 4. Now, Nosler coming on down. He's in second, trying to catch Anderson Reed. He has enough time right now, but it's slowly running out. Jefferson makes a move on Yepes, shoves him up the track. Now, Brady Burkhart getting physical with Austin Johnson as they go off of the corner. But this pack's starting to heat up back here around 4th to 9th. Yepes now tries to get back down to the inside of Jefferson. DeLello is shoving Kalen Nosler around the corner. Nosler's going to keep that outside line momentum, kept the pedal to the metal, pulls away from DeLello. Coming on down, it's 5 laps to go at Auto Club. Who will win in the JROC? And Reed out in front in this beautiful blue car. He was one of the final drivers inducted into this class of JROC, and now he's trying to punch his ticket to next season. Remember, a race win in the JROC locks you in for an invitation to next season's JROC. That is how some of these drivers got in there. Kalen Nosler, one of them. Again, he did not have the Crown Royal Truck Series season he wanted to. He ran barely half of any schedule in the NSDCA this season, and he's right now in 4th because he won at Dover last season in the JROC, and now he's up here. Yepes looking down to the inside. Look at Cordell Smith getting aggressive in that 00, trying to work the draft. The RBSTS drivers have not won in the JROC yet. None of them. Not Matthew Brown, not Chandler Maurice, and not Daniel Elliott at Daytona last time out. Right now, Anderson Reed in the race lead. Reed is going to have to defend against 2 of the best all-time in the NSDCA. DeLello might not have the wins, but he has the consistency. And up until the chase started at Mosport in the Crown Royal Truck Series, we thought he was going to be a contender. Anderson Reed is on the apron. Are they running out of fuel in that 04 team? He's down on the apron, and we'll see if that is the pit strategy. They said it would be close on fuel, but they did not think that they would run out. But Anderson Reed down pit road in that 04, we'll have to see if it's a mechanical issue or it is a scheduled fuel pit stop. Now Nosler on the outside pulls the momentum and now dives down to the inside on Zachary DeLello. That is for the race lead. They got 3 laps to go. The fuel should be able to last, but it'll have to be right here. We'll have to see if the fuel will last. DeLello, Nosler, they're fighting for that spot. Reed is out. The tire has gone down on the 04. His day done, so they should not have any fuel issues. The dominant car all race, Anderson Reed, is out of the race. Now Nosler fighting against DeLello, and this pack of 9 is now getting ready to throw down for these final 2 laps. Nosler to the lead. Austin Johnson up to second, and now they're 3 wide further back. Look at Matty Porta. Where did he come from? Just like his title hunt, finishing second in the Crown Royal Truck Series Championship. He is now up in 4th in the closing laps, but white flag. Can Kalen Nosler hold on? Austin Johnson up to the back of him. Coming around, it's the white flag in the JROC. Reed had a tire go down with 2 to go, and his chance at the win is gone. White flag, Kalen Nosler looking for the sweet redemption at Auto Club before in the spring race here. Now Austin Johnson to the bottom. He's going to try to slide it in. Might try a slide job. Johnson to the race lead. Nosler right back to second. DeLello in third, but Nosler, can he chase Johnson back down? It's now open to about a car length and a half. It depends on what will happen down into turn 3 here. Johnson in the race lead. Nosler in second. Nosler tries to cut down to the bottom. I don't think it's going to be enough. Austin Johnson out of nowhere at the end of this race. He will win the JROC Auto Club race in the 2nd season of the JROC. Nosler comes home second, but still cheering on the radio. That is some sweet redemption after right there as he passes it, the place where he broke his leg after being impaled into the catch fence. Zachary DeLello comes home third. Diego Yepes 4th, and Matty Porta a solid 5th, but count out. Alex Benyaka was about a second back. Lane went through the field, slowed him up enough, and he jumps in to the top 10. Kukul on there. There's Rose. Lane drops back, but Anderson Reed ends up last after dominating this race. Austin Johnson, your race winner at Auto Club. We thank you for tuning in to the JROC race, the second race in the 7-race schedule for the JROC. Austin Johnson punches his ticket to next season's JROC, and Zachary DeLello keeps his championship hopes alive as he will come out of Auto Club with the points lead. 16 drivers put their heart on the line here at Auto Club to put on a show for the fans, and a last lap pass by Austin Johnson into turn 1 gets him the victory. Thank you guys so much for watching the JROC on the NSDCA. We'll see you guys next time.